Oh,
Hello.
mate, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble.
Hi.
What's going on here? It says close to the browser. What's going on?
You got it open twice?
No, it's all right. It's okay. Is anything open your end? No, you're
No,
all right.
no, all good, mate.
Yeah, I ran downstairs, made myself a cup of tea, brought it up, put it on. Must have just put it on the edge of the fucking desk, and it's got all over the place. So
I
I
wonder
just went,
where you were.
yeah. So I just ran down. I said,
Oh, mate.
because you've got to ask, otherwise they'll go, "What the fuck are you doing?" So listen, I told them what I'd done, and I got all the tuts and hisses and all that. So I said, just wet a tea towel and go and get it up. And she said, yeah, so I've got a tea towel and I'm soaking it. So what are you doing? I said, I'm soaking a tea towel, like what you just said. You're not going to do it like that. I'll do it. So she's just sorting it all out.
Happy days.
Yeah, so I'm in trouble. I've got a nice. While she was doing that, I made myself another cuppa.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Oh, you know what? Since I've been doing this pod, I've been drinking loads and loads more tea.
Yeah, I'm pissing like a cart horse, mate. I've got a weak bladder anyway. Do you find that with the diabetes? You piss loads.
Yeah. You do piss quite a bit, but I'm on these new tabs as well, aren't they? That you piss even more. So yeah, I'm on like the diabetes. I'm on the diabetes fucking pissing, and these new meds pissing as well now. So
I'm really bad before a gig. Like last night, before I went on, I went to the toilet 5 times for a piss. Hardly anything comes out. It's
that's anxiety, that isn't it? You think you
yeah,
need.
and then after I'd been on, I was okay. I went for
I get those anxiety phantom pisses.
yeah.
Where you're like you just waked up, aren't you? And it's like you want to go to the toilet, but there's fucking nothing coming out.
No, no, that's it. Yeah. So I saw one of the videos that made me chuckle this did, and I re-commented back on it on YouTube. I think it's the one with Sean on. And
Big Sean.
this person commented saying he looks like one of the Everly pregnant brothers. Was that what his band was called, though? Was he in a band called the Everly Pregnant Boys or something?
No, I can't remember that. I don't know.
But it said he looked like one of the Everly Pregnant brothers. Oh, it said one of the people on the pod did. So it's either me or him, I think.
Oh, not me.
I don't think. No, I think didn't the Everly brothers wear glasses? So I think it was. Why is that the Proclaimers? I don't know. It could have been me. I don't think I look like one of the Everly brothers, though, mate.
No, I don't think so.
Dream, dream.
So what have you got for us today, Chris? What's on your quiz? I know you wanted to do some quizzing.
Oh, I ain't got a quiz ready. I thought you had.
No, I thought you had. Oh, this is
No,
how
I've not got a quiz ready.
this is how prepared we are, folks.
Yeah, I ain't got a quiz ready. I thought you had.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, you said we were doing a quiz today, and I'm like, yeah, we can do. I didn't realise that you thought I was doing it, mate.
This is how organised we are, guys. Let me okay.
Feels like we're in COVID, doesn't it? And we're just catching up, like we're doing a quiz. We're gonna do a quiz. You remember COVID when like everybody got into doing fucking family quizzes and stuff?
Yeah, we do that. I got a bit bored with it, to be honest with you, because I did it with my mates, and I just went on and did like a few silly questions. We did a quiz, and I just did.
Yeah.
But some of my mates were coming out with some really fucking difficult questions. I was going, "What's the fucking point?" It was like fucking what's that thing with Stephen Fry, and it's a Q.
You are.
Yeah, QI.
We
What's the
started
fucking point?
we started going to a few quizzes. Lottie got into it, and she was like, "Shall we go to the quiz?" And we went to a couple of quizzes, and it was like I enjoy a quiz when there's a music round, a picture round, that kind of stuff. So it's like anyone can win, can't they? It's not like dead bad. And we went to one at a pub called the Tapazarkas in Long Eaton, and the fucking questions were so hard, man. It was like really tough. But a couple of the rounds, I was like, "Yeah, I know this," and we ended up winning the quiz, mate. But I'd had a go at the quizmaster in the break about, well, this is ridiculous. How do you expect normal folk to understand these questions? There was like stuff like fish or duck, and then they'd come out with a name of something, and you had to. So to be fair to them, you'd got a 50-50 chance as to whether or not you were going to get that right. And then there was like the round I did really well on. It like came out with like facts about people. That was a good round. So it'd go, this person did this person did this. You had to guess who the person. And I can't remember any of the answers, but I did really, really well on that. I tell you what, one of the answers was. It was the Apollo 13 pilot.
Right, okay.
Jim Lovell. Boss.
Yeah. That's off the film, though, isn't it? That's just out of Jim Hanks. Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks played him. Yeah, good. I love that film. This is what, like, when you watch Apollo 13, it's like, we've had our conversations about why would you fucking want to go into space and onto the moon. That's the film where I go, why? Why would you, like, leave your kids and your family and your loved ones to get in a vessel that's going to shoot you at thousands of miles an hour into an atmosphere that you can't live in? And it's like, if something goes wrong, you're probably dead. And a lot of people have died, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, people know that before they embark on the astronaut program, don't they? That goes with the territory. I suppose it's like people.
We obviously is a mental health pod, although we talk about mental health, and obviously we want to talk about awareness and stuff, but we have kind of gone to more of a general topical pod, I think. But I think you've got to have serious mental health issues to want to go into space.
I don't know. I think I'd love to do it, but I mean, we've spoken about this, haven't we? I'm the more adventurous between the two of us. You just
last night, mate. You 100% are. You and Joe.
I'd like to do it, to be like one of those only people who like being off this earth. One of the few.
I'd rather have some mushrooms than pretend I've...
not after that fucking Australian woman.
James just started on the mushroom gummies. Apparently it calms you and makes your thought process better. She said to me this morning, she said, do you want a mushroom? I'm like, they're gummies. I'm like, no, I don't. Right. She has got me some of that thistle stuff, though. Milk thistle, is it? She's going to get some of that. It cleanses your liver.
Right, okay.
So she's trying to keep me alive a lot longer than I thought.
All I have is vitamin B12 and vitamin C and zinc.
I don't have anything. Only me prescribed a medication.
Yeah, and I have that as well. Anyway, I've got some questions here.
Yeah, cool. Quiz time.
Right, okay.
Welcome to Quizzy Time.
Okay. Hey, don't be robbing the fucking gig off me, mate. What's something? Yeah, ignore him, Gary Barlow.
That's absolutely fantastic. That.
Oh yeah, and
Gary Barlow.
You never sounded like Michael Jackson. What's something you do on this pod that you think carries us?
Something that I do on this pod that carries us?
Yeah, that you think carries us.
I don't think I do anything that carries. I think we work bloody hard together, mate. I guess that I'm responsible for editing the pod and doing the clips and stuff, but so that takes a lot of time. But I don't think that carries us. No, I think just my fantastical comedic brain and ability to chat shit without really even thinking about it. I mean, I had to kind of fill 5 minutes there while you were fucking about getting the quiz together. So
we're going to come on to that in a minute, actually.
I absolutely believe that we work really hard together. We're on the same wavelength. We know what we need to do. Neither of us have got a massive clue about social media. So you carry us on on social media massively. You work fucking really hard. I mean, I don't think I've ever got up. I get up fairly early. I was up at 7:15 this morning, and you'd already posted on Facebook. I did my my own personal reel this morning, and that. But I guess the thing that I do that you don't is the editing side of things, which you could easily do if I could figure out how to share the Riverside.
Yeah.
But I do that, which Joe helped me with massively in the beginning as well. I do like in the mornings. I'm probably on it from 7 till we finish on the pod, and then I edit. So sometimes I'm starting 7:30 in the morning till maybe 1 o'clock. So it's kind of like I put a shift in to get everything edited. Currently, we're working really hard because we've both got holidays coming up. So we are. I've just literally I have to click through 2 pages on YouTube now on our shorts to get to the ones that are live. So I've got so many scheduled. We've got. I think I just had a look. We've got 589 shorts on YouTube.
Yeah, we've got a lot out, haven't we?
Yeah, so that's 100 a month more that we're putting out there. Yeah, I don't think that carries the pod, but that's what I work hard, and which we both do, and yeah, the editing side and the shorts.
And I carries us through the jingles, of course.
Well, you're a jingle man. Yeah,
I'm a jingle man. Yeah. Where do you think I'm wrong most often?
You?
Yeah.
Where are you wrong?
Yeah.
It's an interesting question, that is. I mean, sometimes you put offensive comments about me on Facebook, don't you? You know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't think you're not really wrong. It's dead hard because we talked about this yesterday's pods, and it's like we are so much on the
same wavelength, are we?
Same wavelength. We went off like when we first met. We've stayed in touch. We've been like best mates for fucking almost 3 decades. So if I thought you were wrong in a lot of places, then I wouldn't.
We'd tell each other anyway, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
So it's like, we always say
about stuff, aren't we? I mean, in the early days of the pod, when you and Joe were like, you kind of, I want to go to America. I love America. But then we've kind of gone against the Trump regime quite a lot, and I think we were on the same wavelength on that front. I don't know. I can't think of something that you were wrong on pensioners because they are a fucking menace. You disagreed with me on that. You love pensions. Oh, the road shit. That you're wrong on that. You may have some small roads around Chester, right? But Waze takes me down some roads that are only wide enough for cycles and roadkill, basically. And you're wrong on that. And pensioners. They're the 2 things I'm going to cite as where I think you're wrong most often.
Okay. What's your weakest trait as a host?
My internet. My internet connection is fucking lousy. Yeah. I think I probably waffle a bit too much sometimes. Probably go off on tangents. Maybe not sticking to the point enough, maybe. But then I do think, like, when we have guests on, I'm quite good at keeping it in line. And
you're a really good interviewer. You're really good. You just carry all those interviews, all the time. You're really good at interviewing people.
Thank you, mate. But yeah, I think probably my apart from my internet connection, I don't get here as early as you, so you're always on before me.
Oh, you've admitted it?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, I'll have to get that clipped up.
I think there's about 2 times I've managed in 5 months to get on the pod before you. But yeah, I think probably the fact that I'll probably go off on a tangent a little bit too much and waffle maybe a little bit too much. But I don't think anyone cares, do they?
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you think, this is another question, do you think we are safe? Well, we're too safe sometimes.
Well, we're not controversial enough.
Yeah.
I think we touch on controversy to a certain degree. You know, we talk about, we've talked about the Epstein files, we've talked about Trump a hell of a lot, we talk about politics, we talk about stuff with regards to comedy. I think ever since we stopped doing the Patreon-only episodes, Patreon didn't really grow. We only had a few followers on there. And we have got some episodes on there where I feel we go a bit deeper, a bit close to the bone, a bit more honest, where it's behind that paywall, so you can be a little bit more honest. But you have to be careful, I think, when producing a pod because, you know, as we've known, you know, you put a post up which was totally innocuous and TikTok have said that you violated some kind of rules of theirs. And I honestly can't understand what rules they are. So I think you have to be a little bit careful. But based on like the fact that, you know, like the American post we put up the other day about Trump, and we posted that out you put it out to a lot of Americans, and we got a lot of backlash from that. We've had backlash from vegans. We've had, you know, I think maybe we're a little safe. Maybe we are a little bit too safe. But you know, you have to be careful because you want your pod to go out there. You want as many people to be able to see it and like it and love it as possible, don't you?
Yeah,
maybe we are a little bit safe.
I think you know, on that, I think it's a bit odd, isn't it, with these people who are, you know, promoting this manosphere stuff, yeah, HS Ticky Tucky, are so fucking controversial. They're not asked about being safe at all. They can go out there and get all those views and get all those likes, you know, and we don't want to piss people off. They're just doing it for the fucking views and likes. No matter what they say, you know, they don't believe what they've, you know, in what they're saying.
And we're fundamentally, you know, we started this pod as a comedy podcast, but, you know, mental health. And I don't want to trigger anybody.
No.
I don't want to trigger people into mental health. We're supposed to be aware of it and trying to help people with it. And, you know, I think we've got, we're kind of like left wing, aren't we? We're kind of a left wing leaning pod, although I put myself in the centre, but yeah. I think you would as well. But yeah, we kind of, our views are kind of, you know, we don't really like Trump. We're not massive fans of Farage and stuff like that. So you can like trigger people into stuff, can't you? And you know, we've got our own stuff that we don't talk about on the pod because, you know, for me, I don't mind what I talk about, but like some of my family stuff, my family issues, I don't want to talk about on the pod because I don't want my family to be triggered, and I don't want people like them to be triggered into stuff.
Yeah.
I don't mind talking about Jane walking in and having a shit while I'm brushing.
No, you're not bothered about that at all.
Or the fact she started taking mushroom gummies.
No wonder she's having massive shits.
She only started them yesterday, mate. I've got that glory to come. Yeah, I think, yeah, we are. I think we're semi-safe, but I think some people would say we go too far. So it's like comedy, it's subjective. It's like, you know, last night, the set that I did in the swinging club, I wouldn't probably have done on Saturday night in the comedy club. You know, it's too... You have to... I think our audience is kind of 25 to, I don't know, 55 probably is our main demographic, looking at the stats. Predominantly men and predominantly UK. So that's the kind of audience that we're talking to. We have family members who listen to the pod regularly. My mum watches every single one of them. So I have to be a little bit careful that I don't like upset my mother and all that kind of stuff. So we maybe are a little bit safe. But we are, like, we have got the Patreon, patreon.com/Funnyfarm Pod. I think, I suggested the other day to Charlie, and I think this would be a really good idea, if we have like an evening pod where we both have a few beers, and but we will only put that out on Patreon because we will be honest. We'll talk about stuff that we wouldn't normally talk about. It's free to join up, so go on there, join up, and we might put some paid content on there where you can join up on a monthly basis, or you can just buy that singular pod. Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. And I think we'll do that. Okay. I think What's something we should say but don't?
Something that we should say but don't.
I think we cover most things, don't we? You know, I can't think of anything that we don't sort of like cover. We always try and be topical, even though we're probably about fucking 2 weeks behind at the moment because we're doing all these extra pods.
Yeah.
You know, I think we're pretty honest, aren't we? You know, and we're pretty honest in our views, and they're only views, and we tell everybody that they're only our views. You know, we're not experts in some of the stuff that we talk about. Well, and all of the stuff that we talk about, we're not experts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm an expert in anything, mate. I mean, unless we started talking about business, you know, what we do in our business day to day. That's not what this pod's all about.
No.
I think you should only talk about things that you have a right to have a view about. So, like, I wouldn't talk about women problems and stuff like that on here because that's like nothing to do. I mean, we talk about how that affects us, don't we? We talk about how our wives and daughters, members affect us, but I don't think you should. I mean, everything's subjective and everything you'll have a view on. Like my missus always says that I don't believe that people should get maternity pay. That's not true, by the way. Everyone, I don't believe that. I do believe people should get maternity pay, but I think it should be capped to a certain level. So, like when Jane worked for the council, she got maternity pay for a massive length of time, whereas some people don't get it for that long at all, like 6 weeks or 8 weeks or something like that.
Yeah. It should be across the board, shouldn't it? It shouldn't just be in certain organisations. It should be like.
Yeah, and I think it's probably an antiquated view of mine because it was the way I was brought up. So my mum kind of stayed at home, looked after us. My mum and dad were, I say they probably struggled financially, but they were financially prepared to have me and my sister. You know, they'd got a home, my dad had got a good job. My mum was capable of staying and looking after us and getting us to school, clothing us and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of, it's like, that's a view that, you know, Jane would say that I have, because I used to wind her up about it because she had about a year off with one of them, and stuff, and tax credits and all that kind of stuff. So I have some, you know, not that we don't talk about stuff like that, but I think stuff like that can be a little bit too controversial when you're not the person who that affects.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect me. I just carried on doing what I was doing.
Yeah. But if you were in Jane's shoes, you'd be like, yeah, I want fucking 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, it's subjective, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good now. With just on that subject before we move on, I think it's good now that you can swap it so that the guy in the relationship, or either parent, because obviously there's same-sex parenthood now, so either member of the family can take that maternity leave and use that. Dog's going mad. And use that so that the father or the mother or whatever can have that time with the baby kid. So yeah, I don't know what he's barking at. He's barking something. I think Jane's sorting it. Hopefully. Yes, I think that's a really progressive thing because before I think it used to be like that the guy could have 2 weeks paternity paid, and then it was back to work. And I think that, you know, obviously you can take holidays and stuff, can't you, around it? But yeah, maybe we should talk about more stuff generally. I don't know, but we cover so much.
Yeah. Poos, farts. You know.
We have a lot of toilet humour on here, literally. Don't
we do love toilet humour. We're blokes. You know, that's all my kids talk about. I've got boys, haven't I? You know, my little ones are all boys. All they want to talk about is poos and farts and like willies and bums and stuff. That's it. Yeah.
Thing, isn't it? I phoned Jane from the car the other day and she didn't answer, so I left a raspberry blow down. It's just bloke humour, isn't it? Like her answer phone came on and I just went.
Yeah, well, I didn't I tell you when WhatsApp first came out? All me and my mates, we all got like a fucking WhatsApp group together, and I started off fart tennis. So, on the voice message thing. So I just started doing commentary on fucking ad today. The first round, it's Charlie, and off he goes. And it's like everybody in the group thought it was fucking hilarious. This fart tenor.
But could you imagine putting that in, like your wife putting that in one of her groups?
No.
Would they? They
No.
just wouldn't do it.
There's a few girls in my group as well. There's a few girls in there.
I can remember, like, Jane's got a couple of groups with her friends and this, that, and the other, and I don't ever look on Jane's phone. I think it's a massive invasion of privacy and this, that, and the other. But once, like, she's got a group, and I can't remember what, I think it's called the Bitches or something that they call it. And it's just her and her old mates, like 3 or 4 of them that she went on holiday with last year and the year before. And he goes, and what are you doing one day? Like, she's like, I'm just chatting on the group chat. I'm like, what do you fuckers talk about? And she showed it me. And I looked at about a page and I'm like, that is so fucking boring. It's unbelievable. It's like what shopping you've got. Or,
Look at this in ASOS or whatever.
Or he's been a cunt to me today or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you think, that's so fucking... We wouldn't even do that. I mean, I've never been in a group or whatever where I would ever slag Jane off in a group, but I'm sure that's what they do. It's so boring.
Yeah.
Boring.
Yeah. I'm sure it goes on.
Absolutely, yeah. Anyway, we probably should talk about more stuff, but any topics you want us to talk about, by the way, hello@funnyfarmpod.co.uk.
Right, I think this will probably be the final question because we'll probably maybe wrap it up after this one, but this could go on for a bit. What do you think is our biggest weakness as a pod? I know what it is.
Our biggest weakness?
Yeah. I think our biggest weakness is time.
Yeah.
And I think, if we had somebody else who was behind the scenes, just fucking doing all the clipping, doing all the social media, doing all that shit, it would, this would fly. This would fly. Somebody who actually knew what they were doing.
We do everything. That's the biggest weakness. Between the two of us, we do absolutely everything. And to be fair, it's been like that even when Joe was on there. No disrespect to Joe, but the majority of the work, because Joe got 3 or 4 jobs going on, everything kind of landed on us to do. So it's just carried on. We've increased our workload as well, so we're pumping out a lot more content. We're doing a lot more pods. We're doing at least 1 a day, but at the moment we're doing 2 a day. We've had requests from some people who listen to the pod to do weekends. So that would be 2 pods a week, which we might do. Well, me and Charlie need to chat about that. But yeah, I would agree with you. So I would kind of like put it in a different kind of thing. So not time, knowledge, I would say, because if you know exactly how to do, the algorithms change, and the hashtags that you put on stuff change as to what the best thing to do to get it out to the audience. So I kind of mirror what you're saying. Like, if you had somebody who knew what they were doing, and there are people out there at the moment, but we're just not in a position where we can pay somebody to do that. I think we'd fly quicker. I think that'd be a bigger growth if we were to do that. I think probably knowledge and time. I mean, like I say, I'm probably not going to get off the computer until I might have to go straight to Wales today. So I'm probably not going to actually get a chance to edit stuff. So I'll have a Sunday editing session. We've got a guest episode tomorrow with Debbie Holt. But on a normal day, I'll get up, I'll do some clipping, I'll send them over to you, I'll put them onto YouTube, and then we'll do the episodes. I'll edit the episodes up, 2 of them, put that, upload them onto there, onto Patreon, Spotify, and by the time all that's kind of done, I've been doing it 8 till 12 or 8, probably 1:30 by the time I'm finished. And then I'm never off the phone posting stuff. Every morning I put a post out on Facebook when the new episode's released. I get a reminder. So because we have our Patreon comes up and tells me that there's been a pod released. I go on and do that. So if you've got somebody in the background who could do all that kind of stuff, that would make it better. And that person, if that person was somebody who knows how to do it better than we do, I suppose. Like, we're old, aren't we?
I suppose somebody to do it could streamline it so much that it but we don't have to do that, do we?
There'll be ways where you can. I mean, I've just been looking at live on here. So before I clicked record, there's like a go live button, and you can go live directly from at this platform onto Facebook. So I think that would be a really good way. TikTok lives are good as well. So probably we need to do stuff like that. If we could make it a full-time job, I think we'd both be dead happy, wouldn't we? If we could make enough for us to survive.
Oh yeah. I love doing this. You love doing it. It's therapy for both of us. If it just carries on like this, if we both got the time to do it, I'm happy to do it all the time.
Yeah.
But if it was a job, it would be a fucking dream job, wouldn't it?
That's great. This and the comedy and acting for me is what I want to be doing, and that's the future, I think. But in order for us to do that, guys, we just need you to subscribe and like and comment on everything we do, whether it's good, bad, ugly. Just do it, and hit that bell, subscribe to us, and hit that bell so you get notified when the podcasts are coming out. Patreon.com/Funnyfarm Pod. Free to join. There's free membership on there. You can look at everything on all of our episodes are on there. They're on YouTube as well, so subscribe to both. And then, I think there's some plans for us to do a few, we were looking at going and doing some visits to Wetherspoons and do some eating challenges and stuff like that. We're planning on a walk as well. One of the smaller mountains in Wales, I believe.
I think I'll get you going on Mulvama first before we go up Snowdon, mate.
Yeah, we are going to do Snowdon. I've wanted to do Snowdon for years, mate, and I'm going to do the cross in Benidorm as well. So I'll video that. That's apparently it's a really challenging walk. It's a 45 to 60-minute walk up. So you've got to get up early and go and do it and get up to the cross. But the views up there are meant to be brilliant. So I'll definitely do a video at the top of there next week.
If there's anybody out there who can give us some advice on how to streamline it, even better if there's somebody out there who wants to jump on board and help us out with all that back office stuff. Please feel free to email us hello@funnyfarmpod.co.uk. All we can offer you at the moment is a cup of tea. But
you have to make, buy, and fund yourself.
But going forward, who knows? Or get into contact. Any questions, anything you want us to do? hello@funnyfarmpod.co.uk. All of our socials are Funnyfarm Pod in some way. It could be Funnyfarm_pod. Just give us a share. You'll find us.
If you want to send some quiz questions over to Charlie that you want him to ask me, or vice versa, do that. Any topics you want us to cover, any issue, send us a question. Somebody said about doing the biscuit dunking challenge. We did that. We've done various other things that have been suggested by fans of the pod. All in all, I just want to close this off by saying we've been doing this for just under 6 months now. I think 18 will be 6 months, won't it?
Yeah.
We've got close to a couple of hundred subscribers on YouTube. Our TikTok following's really good. Instagram's not great, so please follow us on Instagram. Instagram, we've not got that many. Facebook's going really well, but hopefully we can slow that down a little bit, keep them in that blue t-shirt a bit longer.
Yeah, I think on all the platforms we've had, what we're getting out, we've had well over 1 million views now. Well over 1 million views on
what is it, about 120 a month or something?
On Facebook at the moment we're on about 170, 180 a month.
So that's really good, and that's grown nice and steadily. We're not going to stop doing it. We're going to keep doing it because it's like I say, we get therapy every day, don't we? It costs us a little bit of money to do the platform and do everything that we do, and time. Like we say, you know, it's, I reckon, probably 6 or 7 hours a day that I'm doing this. You know, and I love it. It's great. You wouldn't do it, would you, if you didn't love it? Because we've not made any money. We've lost money with the cost of the platform and stuff. But I think it's really important. And yeah, long may it continue. Please follow us on everything. Please follow me on Facebook, Chris Richmond, and Instagram and TikTok is at Chris Rich Comedian. Follow Charlie as well. Follow him home. He'll love that. We love you.
Don't stop me, especially if you're American. Okay.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah.